સ્વાગત છે એક વાર ફરી આપની કંપની પર આપનું હું આગળ હવે નજર કરીએ તો જે રીતે અર્લી મોન્સૂન આપણે જોઈ રહ્યા છીએ સમર સેલ્સને ખાસ કરીને એક ઇમ્પેક્ટ થતી જોઈ રહ્યા છે તો હવે આગળ ડિમાન્ડ પિક્ચર કેવું લાગી રહ્યું છે સાથે ગ્રોથને લઈને શું આઉટલુક છે કારણ કે જે રીતે એક ડિસન્ટ FY25 પરફોર્મન્સ આપણે જોયું છે તો ત્યારબાદ ચર્ચા કરીએ આપણે બ્લુ સ્ટારના મેનેજમેન્ટ સાથે કંપનીના MD बी थियागराजन अपनी साथ जुड़ा गया है। सर गुड आफ्टरनून, स्वागत है आपका शो पर। सबसे पहले सर ओवरऑल जानना चाहेंगे लुकिंग एट द इंडस्ट्री ट्रेंड अप्रैल मंथ सर अगर देखें तो सेल्स में एक डिक्लाइन दिख रहे हैं 15 to 20% क्योंकि एक समर डिमांड में एक इम्पैक्ट होता हम देख रहे हैं ड्यू टू अर्ली मानसून। कैसे सर आप देख रहे हैं और अभी डिमांड कैसी है फॉर यू?
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure interacting with you. So as you may recall, the industry was looking forward to a great summer season. Going by the IMD forecast, what happened was anticipating a huge summer season, the dealers ended up buying in the month of March itself. So that was the beginning of the problem. Later on, from April first week onwards, sporadic rains across the country and ending up in the early onset of monsoon. In the process, it is one of those years where the summer season is poor. It's not that no sales are taking place. Compared with last year, it was a bumper summer season, which grew by 57% or so. I think this summer season will be anywhere between 25% to 20% lower growth. If you are in this industry, you'll cope with that. It is a disappointment. But not disaster. It's fine. The overall growth story is good. And whenever summer season is a bad season, you will have festival season and the rest of the quarters doing better. So I have been saying, fine. Nothing is going to be different this time also. Eventually, at least 10 to 15% growth should happen on a full financial year. We have to navigate through this difficult summer season where we are all disappointed as industry players.
राइट सर। सर कपल ऑफ थिंग्स मैं यहाँ से जानना चाह रही थी कि सर कंपनी इज एक्सपेक्टेड RAC मोमेंटम टू पिकअप पोस्ट 12th of May ऑन बैक ऑफ पिक समर डिमांड। अभी सर RAC ग्रोथ कैसे प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे हैं नाउ फॉर Q1 एंड FY26? ओवरऑल आउटलुक क्या है और एनी प्राइस हाइक्स ऑन द कार्ड?
No, as I told you, the Q1 this year will be lower than last year in terms of the numbers sold and the revenue. That's what will happen when the growth has not taken place. I don't think there will be room for a price increase because we, Blue Star, increased the prices only in the April first week, anticipating a summer. That is basically because the input costs had gone up compared with what it was. And if at all there is a price revision, I think it will be in the later part of the year. I don't think there will be room at all because there is some amount of inventory that is already there. And anyway, demand is not there to the extent what one would have expected. So you have to avail what is available as a demand and try to grow. So there is no price increase on the cards at the moment.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, sir. Sir, अगर आगे जानना चाहेंगे फॉर द गाइडेंस FY26, विल यू रिटेन योर FY25 गाइडेंस ऑफ 20 to 25% टॉप लाइन ग्रोथ एंड 8.5% to 9% ऑपरेटिंग मार्जिन्स?
Yeah, first I will talk about the margins. While Q1 will be under pressure, I do not see any problem in that 8 to 8.5% in segment 2 margins or around 7.5% margin in segment 1. We are not changing that at all because you have many cost levers in order to manage the margins. As far as growth is concerned, whenever summer season has failed, as I mentioned to you, full year basis, there should still be growth. And so it is nothing to worry about it. And the growth may not be to the extent of 25% or so. Anywhere between 10 to 15% is possible. And Indian economy is doing well, and you've got many enablers that the income tax rebate that happened in the union budget or the interest rates that have come down and we should be able to do that. I'm not seeing any great difficulty in projecting anywhere between 10 to 15% growth.
Correct, sir. And sir, commercial references out of the woods was impacted due to various regulatory changes. You've guided it has potential to grow more than 20% in upcoming years. Where will the growth largely coming from, and key growth drivers क्या रहेंगे according to you? And what's your current market share here?
See, the market size is only rupees 4,500 crores approximately. And commercial refrigeration is a highly fragmented market. Like, you have got chest freezers, you have got bottle coolers, you have got cold rooms, you have got water coolers in our case, you have got some ice cubers, kitchen refrigeration, all are small pieces. The largest one being the chest freezers used for storing the frozen products. So the many segments are just growing, and it has got a huge potential. So, like for example, ice cream, ready to cook, ready to fry products, pharmaceutical, and quick commerce delivery, all these things are growing in a significant manner. So the growth of 25 to 30% potential is there in the country, and I think that business we are also well placed. We hold more than 30% market share in the product categories in which we are present, whether it is water cooler or whether it is modular cold rooms or it is chest freezers. We are a preferred player there. And only problem is that market size is smaller, growing. And if you ask me, in about 5 years' time, it will be a very significant market for the country and for the industry and for Blue Star.
Excellent. सर लास्ट couple of segments जानना चाहेंगे. One is UCP, unitary cooling product segment. अगर बात करें, where do you stand at in terms of backward integration, and how do you see it changing incrementally?
Thanks to the PLI scheme and also many tariff, non-tariff barriers that are in place, the component ecosystem has expanded in a significant manner. There are a few items which will take some time, something like electronics or the compressors. And so we have been saying that it will be by 2028, perhaps we will be self-reliant as a country. Investments are taking place from multiple players, and therefore, if we are growing, India is the fastest growing market for unitary cooling products, and I think we have the potential to even exceed China's market by 2050. I don't see a reason why the component ecosystem should not be completely self-reliant by 2030. And as we speak, many investments are taking place.
And sir, lastly, EMP segment, electromechanical projects. So good growth driven by execution and order pickup. Do you expect similar trend to continue in FY26 as well?
Going by the early indications, it is yes. There are quite a few segments which are growing. For example, manufacturing, the private sector capex is expected to increase with this lower interest rates announcement last week as well. Data center is an important segment for us. Shop, showroom, boutiques, these including restaurants, small hotels, these segments are growing in tier 3, 4, 5 towns. So whether it is commercial air conditioning or it is electromechanical projects, there is good growth prospects that are there. But I'm not talking about in this segment some 25 to 30 in residential segment one would expect. If there is a 10 to 15% growth, depending on the segment, it should be good. And we are doing well. Any segment you take it, banking, financial institutions, QSR segment, food delivery, or shop, showroom, boutiques, manufacturing, data center. So fortunately, Blue Star is a B2B player as well as B2C player. So in a year in which a summer season is impacted, we have got that natural arbitrage to fall back on.
राइट थियागराजन से काफ़ी डिटेल्स आपने शेयर की. इट्स ऑलवेज अ प्लेजर इंटरेक्टिंग विथ यू. थैंक यू सर फॉर कनेक्टिंग एंड बेस्ट विशेस फॉर कमिंग क्वार्टर्स.
Thank you.
થેન્ક યુ.
Thank you very much.
તો બ્લુ સ્ટારના મેનેજમેન્ટ સાથે આપણે ચર્ચા કરી અર્લી મોન્સૂન કઈ રીતે જે છે સેલ્સને એક અસર કરતું જોઈ રહ્યા છે, આવનારા સમયમાં કઈ રીતની ડિમાન્ડ રહી શકે છે. સ્ટોક પ્રાઇસ પર નજર કરીએ અત્યારે 1574 પર આપણે જોઈ રહ્યા છીએ. ટ્રેડ થઈ રહ્યો છે લગભગ 1% આસપાસના ઘટાડા સાથે બ્લુ સ્ટાર. માર્કેટ પર પણ નજર કરી લઈએ એકવાર 25,100 ઉપર.